Live and Panhandle strong together. This is News 13, this weekend at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on News 13 this weekend at 6. I'm Madeline Bierster. Tess Rowland has the evening off. Well, COVID-19 vaccines are continuing to be distributed right here in the Panhandle, and many local counties will begin their vaccinations for the first time beginning on Monday. In Jackson County, vaccine distribution will begin on Monday. Seniors 65 and older can call the Florida Department of Health in Jackson County starting now to make an appointment for a vaccination. Over in Walton County, they will begin their vaccinations on Monday as well in Santa Rosa Beach. Those individuals 65 years and older can be vaccinated also by appointment only. For Gulf and Franklin counties, they will now begin giving out their COVID-19 vaccines by appointment at the Apalachicola and Port St. Joe Health Department locations. Their vaccines are only available to seniors 65 and older and frontline healthcare workers. For Calhoun and Liberty counties, in addition to persons 65 years and older, they will also give it to healthcare personnel with direct patient contact. Those required appointments will also begin on Monday. For all those important dates and phone numbers to make appointments with, start with our website, mypanhandle.com, for a list of each county's protocols. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement has released their semi-annual crime report for 2020. For the months of January through June in 2020, FDLE reported that crime is down across the state of Florida, dropping 11.7%, or over 31,000 fewer crimes happening compared to the first 6 months of 2019. It's still unclear if this drop is attributed to the pandemic or other factors that happened in 2020. Well, the man who formed the Kaleidoscope Theater in Bay County has passed away. Charles Wilson founded Kaleidoscope Theater with a fellow Bay High School teacher back in 1971. He wrote the company's first production using mostly students from his class. Nearly 50 years later, and almost 300 productions have taken the stage. After Hurricane Michael destroyed the Lynn Haven facility, Wilson was instrumental in getting a new theater rebuilt. He was honored last year with the Robert E. Gard Superior Volunteer Award by the American Association of Community Theater. Wilson passed away Friday at the age of 74. Well, Mexico Beach has been rebuilding slowly each and every day after Hurricane Michael destroyed nearly every building in sight. Now 2 years later, and many businesses have come back as housing continues to be rebuilt. I caught up with the mayor of Mexico Beach as he tells me the importance of housing to drive the local economy. As individual houses and rentals continue to be rebuilt, other motels and spots in town are also working to eventually reopen their doors.
We've got the Driftwood Motel that's fixing to break ground. The campground is open. You know, people need to come see us.
One of the iconic Mexico Beach structures devastated by the storm is the El Governor Motel.
The El Governor is just one of those iconic businesses. Plus, it gives us a place where people can come and stay. You know, one house at a time takes a while. A motel with 108 rooms is a big deal. Same with the Driftwood coming back. They're breaking ground down there. May not be 2021, but it will be close.
Kathy says having available housing is a huge part of bringing in tourism to their area.
There's an excitement about having that motel back and being part of our community. It's when you can get people in town, you can generate enthusiasm for our little businesses, and that's what we need. With
many different hopeful openings coming in 2021, Mexico Beach and its residents hope to return to normal as soon as possible. The 5th annual Cape San Blas Polar Plunge was put on ice temporarily due to weather concerns. Event organizers have rescheduled the event for tomorrow if weather permits. If you're interested in this ice-cold event, it will be held at Cape Palms Park in Port St. Joe tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. The event is sponsored by Scallop Cove and Scallop Republic and is free to attend and participate in. Coming up, it's been 9 months since the initial COVID-19 lockdowns, and now many people have been checking into the hospital, but for a different reason. We'll tell you how health officials have been dealing with a baby boom. And since the pandemic began in March, COVID-19 has affected everyone's mental health in different ways. We'll tell you what health experts advise Americans to do who are struggling during this pandemic.
And we're going to be checking out where the rain is currently, waving it off, and seeing what else is in store for tonight.
You're watching News 13 with Tess Rowland. Sports with Emma Stamps. And First Alert meteorologist Melissa Thomas.
Well, baby booms are known to happen when many Americans are stuck indoors for some time. And with the coronavirus pandemic lasting over 9 months now, more babies are being born in hospitals recently. Next Star's Derek Dellinger spoke to health professionals and an expecting mother about this spike.
We are 9 months on from some of the initial lockdowns from COVID-19. While cases are still raging, there's been a different reason some people have been going to the hospital.
Here in Charlotte, we're definitely seeing a boom.
A baby boom, to be exact. Dr. Jessica Dean Wyman is an OBGYN in private practice who works with Novant.
In 2020 in general, we saw a 5% increase over 2019 numbers. And for December 2020 specifically, it's a 6% increase compared to December of 2019. And for January 2021, it's a 7.5% increase. June 2021 is a 10% increase over June of 2020.
And those numbers are different from many other places across the country. The Brookings Institution found nationally that fewer babies will be born this year than last, and that's likely due to the pandemic. But we wanted to hear from an expectant mother about why now and what they're expecting. We did not have to look very far.
I am a little over 6 months along, so almost to the 30-week mark.
Fox 46 sports anchor Carla Gebhardt is due in March. She says her pregnancy, her second, is more happenstance, but she knows a lot of her friends pregnant right now are choosing now as the time, with people adjusting to the pandemic and in some cases a new reality for work.
I think a lot of my friends that do have that flexibility in their schedule are maybe realizing that work hours look a little bit different in their environment.
For those expecting, Novant says you can still count on limits on having family visit.
I don't anticipate the visitor restrictions or the COVID testing going away anytime soon.
I feel like first-time moms, if you're going through this in the pandemic and it's your first child, you probably have double the anxiety right now than you usually would.
But it is what to expect for a boom that is starting right now and something that will last likely into next year.
Quarantining and going without seeing family, among other factors, is something that has become normal during the pandemic. But taking a step back and looking at how this could affect your mental health is another factor many people are dealing with. News Nation's Stephanie Grinley has more on how the pandemic is bringing mental health concerns to light.